Welcome to the Tire Story 7. Today I'm reviewing this, which is the Star Wars, the Mandalorian Darksaber. So really cool, really blessed to pick this up today. I actually had no idea that they were going to make this, and basically, this is a Darksaber. It's kind of existed, over the years in Star Wars continuity. It's had a couple different wielders. It recently showed up on the Mandalorian TV show, but it was prominently featured, I believe, on Rebels, and then also the Clone Wars. I was never too big into those series, but I always thought this was a really cool lightsaber. The packaging itself is pretty neat, or Darksaber, should I say, and you got a really nice view of the packaging, and something I like here is you can actually grip it while it's in packaging. You can activate the feature, which I'll show off in a second. So if you kind of want to mess around with this, but you don't want to take out packaging, you can do that. I think the way that they packaged this was kind of smart, and it's kind of what drew me to it, because I don't typically review Star Wars stuff. I like Star Wars, but I'm not as into it as I am to other things, but I have to say, this really drew me in, and you have Mandalorian Darksaber written there. On this side of the packaging, you just have these awesome battles where the Darksaber has been used, and you have it ignited, and it just cuts through the packaging. I gotta say, I love this style packaging that they've done. At the top, you have Star Wars, and then you have this on the side, and on the side, you got this, and then on the back, it shows you how it works, and then some of the features, ancient weaponry, Mandalorian, just written there, and you can see the cracks and stuff, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. So let's open this up. And I do want to show it off in packaging, how it works, just because I do like how they've made it where you can do that. And that's the Try Me mode, by the way, but I just kind of wanted to show that off a little bit, because I think it's pretty cool. Like, you can actually hold it, like you were to hold it. Like, most of the lightsabers aren't like this. You can't really kind of like hold it there, so I think it's cool how they've done that to that extent. But yeah, let's open this up. And if you don't want to hurt the packaging, because it's really nice, you can just open up at the bottom and basically pull it out. And I gotta say, while typically I don't really care that much about the packaging, I really like the look of this packaging, so I'm glad that you get to do that. And then out of packaging, you have the Darksaber, which is huge. I'm trying to get this in camera here. Typically, I don't show myself in the videos unless it's like something special or something really big. And this is both of those. It's just a really big lightsaber. It's not your generic lightsaber that you kind of see at the store and everything. It's definitely got a lot going on for it. After all, it's a Darksaber, and it just looks awesome. I like this here. It's kind of like a clip. I don't know if it's supposed to be a clip, but you could probably like clip this onto something, so I think that's cool. Then you got all these kind of like black lines that go around the handle of it. They're painted kind of nicely. You got the activation button here, and then you got these black lines that go side to side for it. On the bottom, you have like the switch option. So it has this. And this is the Try Me mode. And it has, basically it's just white, but it does have little bits of blue in it. And then you can switch it to this, which is off, I believe. Oh, never mind. That's not off. You can switch it to this, which is off, and then you can switch it to this, which is on full-on mode. And this is kind of the one where, like, if you swing it, it kind of starts going. But I will show that in a little bit more detail. Right now, I want to show off like all the various details on the top part of it, and then I'll show that in a little bit better view. But the coolest thing about this is it's got the cracks sculpted into it, like the Darksaber itself has. And I gotta say, when you activate it, it doesn't 100% look like it does on the packaging, but I have noticed if like all the lights are out and everything, it does kind of look more and more like that in a sense, because that's when you can fully see the light cutting through it. So it's a little hard to see with the lights on how it actually looks like the Darksaber, but I've noticed like with the lights out, which I will show off in a minute, it kind of has more of an actual look to it. So I think that's cool. But you got this white that goes all the way around it, and it's just really cool how they cut into the plastic to make these little cuts. And the coolest thing, they weren't cheap. They actually did it on both sides, so I like that. There's also these screws, but they're kind of hard to see, and they're not as noticeable, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, just even the handle of this thing is huge. So let's kind of like show this off with the lights really quickly. And here we go. As you can see, it looks more like the saber with the lights out, because you can really see how it cuts through it. And then I'm just going to swing around a little bit to show you the motion activated features. So, obviously a lot going on there, which I think is pretty cool. And you'll notice the little flashes of blue in it once you kind of like swing it about a little bit. So that's pretty cool. And I just think it's neat how they designed this. I'm going to say I really, really like this. So yeah, I think this is pretty cool. I like the design for it. But overall, I just think this thing is pretty cool, and I like it because, you know, the best thing about this is it's very obscure in a sense. Like, I think most people did not know about this thing. I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't really know about this thing to The Mandalorian last year, but that's just because I'm not really that big into Star Wars. I think there's a lot of people that like Star Wars and like watching the movies. You know, it's the same way Marvel and DC. Just a lot of people aren't as obsessed with all the spin-off media, and I think that's really cool for the people who are, and I think this is a huge thing, you know, like, I mean, I'm going to be honest, like, you know, for obscurity in a sense, like, you're gonna really like this if you really like the shows that it's from, and I think that's pretty cool, because I know, like, with me, I always like when they make the more obscure Marvel characters and DC stuff, and this, in a sense, is kind of obscure, and I just think it's really cool, because I think it's not something that has been made a million times, which is very rare for Star Wars, because you see a lot of stuff that keeps getting remade over and over in that particular fandom and toy line, so I think it's cool that they're making something that hasn't been made a lot. Like, it's something that I'm not even sure if it actually has been released prior to this, but I think it's pretty cool. I think it's really neat. I think, you know, it does look like what it's supposed to, and I just think it's different from what we've seen, because, like, typically, you know, most lightsabers, you have, like, the green, the red, and blue. That's what you see when you enter the store. So I like something like this, something that just feels different, and something that is really cool and really big, and I'm not gonna lie, I think it's really good. I think they did a good job with this. I think it's fun. I think it's something you're gonna like if you're a collector. I like how they made the packaging where you could easily slide this back in if you want that, but I also think even kids, you know, I just think there's going to be a lot of people that really like this one. I think it checks all the boxes, and I'm not going to lie, it's really fun to just kind of like swing it around and see the lighter blue and effects there. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please rate, like, and subscribe.